Now, I'd like to get Marisa McTavish up here. She's going to tell you about why we need volunteers inside the center and had great used to work at Allied. Marisa, I know you're busy. Come up. And I think I already got off the schedule, so we might be doing a little bit off, but she's coming up next.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marisa McTavish, and Terry asked me to share a story with you. It's supposed to be a short story, and I'll do my best to keep it short, although my children told me that that's a big problem, Mom. You are not going to be able to make it short. So I'm supposed to watch my ands and my ums and keep away from a lot of details. Anyway, volunteering at Allied has been a very special blessing in my life, and it has affected my family, my husband and my children as well. And this past summer in July, I was there helping out, and Yolanda was holding down the fort as she always does. And I was there. The young lady walks in. She has a baby carrier in her elbow, in the crux of her elbow, and she's getting ready to sit down and ask for help. I came in and I see a baby carrier with the hood over the carrier, so the baby was cocooned. And I was all excited to see the new baby, the little soul that was in the carrier, because of course it was one of our saved babies. So we're always excited to run and see the beautiful baby. So I plopped down next to her and looked down at her feet, and under the hood were the two biggest eyes I've ever seen in all my life. The baby was 3 months old. He was a little boy, and he's staring up at his mother, and his eyeballs were huge and round, and I spontaneously giggled, because you can't do anything else when you see two big, huge eyeballs staring at you. He almost looked as if he had to grow into those eyeballs over the next year or so. So, in any case, she was very sweet. She was there to get help, and she needed a swing. If any of you remember the swings, or know of swings, they're very big and bulky. I went back, got her the best swing that we had, with all the buttons and neat things that swings do these days, and helped her to her car with the swing. I saw that her car was a tiny car, a little Toyota or something, a little hatchback, and we tried very hard to get this swing into the back of her car. To no avail. It wasn't working. It was 105 degrees. We're sweating bullets. And I looked at the time and I said, you know what? Where do you live? And she said, blah, 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 where she lived. I said, let's go. I have a van. Let's get this swing in my van and we'll get you home. Got her home and unloaded and just started to talk to her. She asked me questions, and it was interesting. She was in her 20s, and she asked me pretty deep questions about my faith, about my Catholic faith, and wanted me to share my story. So I did, and I won't go into that now because that's long and has many avenues and lanes and ups and downs. So in my time with her, I shared my love for our Lord Jesus Christ, how much He has graced me and blessed me with 5 beautiful children, the opportunity to volunteer for Terry at the Allied Center, and the story goes on with all the gifts and blessings that I have every day of my life that are very humbling, that I don't deserve, and I'm very thankful. In any case, the time goes on with her, and it's time for her to go, and hugged her and said, if you need my number, would you please change numbers in case she has to get another bulky item, I can help her do that. And she was very happy that I offered. I went home, and about 2 weeks go by, And I pick up the phone, it rings, and it's her. And she says, "Hi, Marisa." And I say, "Hi, so-and-so, how are you?" And it was really sweet to hear her voice on the other end of the phone. I didn't think she was going to ever call or touch base, but she did. And she pretty quickly got to the point and asked, "I would love to have my baby baptized. And I would be honored if you and your husband would be the godparents for my little baby boy." I was floored. I never expected this. And this is the way God works. When you volunteer at Allied, you really give up all that you planned would happen. All that was your will is erased. It's God's will. It all becomes God's will. And I instantly said I would be absolutely thrilled and honored. My husband and I have never been godparents, and we would be honored for this opportunity. We baptized the baby in August. My children were there, and that was, I believe, the first baptism that they attended. So you have to understand how that affected all of them. They're from the ages of 15 to 8, and they'll always remember that. God is working every day at the Allied Center. He's working every day at a Choice for Women Center. This was at the Marshall Center. When you volunteer there, you will work hard. You're going to be on the front lines. You're going to experience things that you never thought you would ever hear, and you're going to grow up and mature really quickly, even if you're old like me. So I want to reach out to all of you. If you're not a frontline person, if you don't feel like a soldier, give it a try anyway. You'll learn so much about the pro-life movement. You will never hesitate you'll never hesitate when defending your point of view to somebody that is pro-abortion. You will never stumble on words. You will never question yourself. So if it's something that you're thinking about becoming stronger at and communicating, please volunteer. Please help. Terry is the most flexible person alive. I could come in there at any time and say, "I'm here," and she'll, "Yay!" Or "I can't be here today," and she'll go, "No." But she's just so flexible. It's the best place to work and volunteer. You have to believe me here. If you're a frontline person and you are a soldier, this is the place for you. You're right there in the middle of the thick of it. It's exciting. You'll go in and you might have had a bad morning. You're just, "I'm not in the mood." Well, you'll come out of there so revitalized and so energized. You'll go home and tell your husband, your wife, your family what happened that day. It changes your life. So please, if there's just a small desire, listen to the Lord's will and work with the counselors, work with the support group that's there, and you'll be very blessed with the unexpected people as my family and I were and still are. So that's all I have to say. Thank you so much.